Hi friends, thanks for watching. I just wanted to do a video about the current kind of lemming process that's been going on, where a lot of businesses are formally taking political stances, um, just doing a lot of virtue signaling, like a lot of politically correct virtue signaling. The thing is, um, when I go to a place, I am expecting a business to take me at face value rather than judge me in terms of classism or sexism or racism or about marital status or whatever. So, so I think it's a bit um, um, strange for businesses to be making proclamations and um, I mean, because it's basically the Civil Rights Act or whatever. I mean, we're all supposed to be like covered under that. Like, you're not supposed to be discriminated based on disability. The thing is, these things happen. People are discriminated every day based on class, based on ability, based on whether you're ugly, based on whether you're all fancy, right? Like, I feel like it's an exercise in futility that politically correct liberals, well-heeled uh, liberals are doing a lot of virtue signaling, and uh, there's plenty of other people that are discriminated against in their world. For not having enough money, for not being beautiful enough, for not being thin enough. There's all sorts of discrimination that's going on, um, and that's pervasive and affects a lot of people. Uh, so I feel like this latest crisis is some sort of strange copycat thing, and I wonder, do people of color really feel great about this? Do people of color now feel when they're in looking at a organization that doesn't have any black people, never has had black people, probably won't have any black people? Are they do black people now feel good that this lily white elite rich group of white people has a statement, even though no black people could ever afford to be a part of their organization? Like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? Like, so no black people, very few black people would see the value of hanging out with all these super white people, these like super unemotional, cerebral, um, you know, eclectic, eccentric white people. But but these white people who probably don't even know any black people or Asian people or Latino people or people of color, Native people. So these people don't even know, have any friends that are black or people of color, and yet these white people, these rich white people, are going to have a statement about race on their website. Like, I think that's kind of pathetic, honestly, if I'm allowed to say. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to lose my channel now. But do you see my point, though? Like, a bunch of white people getting together, making declarations about race when they may have had like one white person or one black person, maybe two ever in their organization. And they had to pay thousands of dollars to take their class or something like that, because they certainly didn't hire a black person. And if they did, that black person is going to know, like, they're going to feel a lot of pressure because they're the only black person. They're the token black person. And And that's like, I mean, that's what it is. And so I think I just wanted to point that out. And just because somebody's making a statement doesn't mean that, number one, doesn't even mean that Black people are protected in that organization. That's, I think, the problem. So all these companies are making these virtue signaling statements, but is there bullying going on in that organization? Is there gang stalking going on in that organization? Is there fat shaming going on in that organization, or poverty shaming going on in that organization? Because I gotta tell you, I know of a organization that's done a lot of virtue signaling, but there's poverty shaming going on, and there's, uh, you know, um, like gang stalking and bullying that's going on. So just because somebody has a statement on their website does not mean that they are a good company to hire or to work for or work with. You know what tells you if somebody's good, if a company's good, is if they're decent people and if they treat you well. And no amount of marketing on your website is gonna indicate that. Like, what will indicate that is probably your reviews on Yelp and your actual reputation. So people are doing this virtue signaling thing, posting something on social media or on their website, but when in fact they're not really good people. They don't treat people well. So I just want you to watch out for that. Like, watch out for this, like, virtue signaling opportunity, because people are using this, like narcissists who have their online business. They're using this crisis as a marketing opportunity to virtue signal, and you've seen it. Like, it must be a thing because everybody's doing it. And I gotta say, this is unnecessary. Like I said, when you're gonna go get your nails done, or you're gonna go to the grocery store, do you really need the person who's providing you a service to go down this list of things that they accept? No. Like, you're a human being. You have a right to be here if you have the funds to pay for it, and if you're reasonably decent customer, you guys get to have an exchange. But doing this weird you know uh, performance as a marketing tool, and people, they're definitely doing a lot of um, making a lot of noise, but a narcissist can make a lot of noise, and our narcissists can be very compelling, and still treat other people bad. Just because they're going to claim to treat some of a particular demographic, put them on a pedestal, like a pedestal. That's another type of racism, really. If somebody really just falls head over heels in love because somebody just happens to be Black, because they're trying to make up for some lack of theirs. Like, I've seen that. I've seen, like, super rich people who haven't. It doesn't seem like, I mean, they just, like, adore a Black person because the Black person is like a caricature. It's not even, I mean, you got to get to know people. And just because somebody is of a particular demographic doesn't mean that they're nice people. It doesn't mean that they're saints. And the thing is, everybody deserves respect. Everybody deserves safety. Everybody deserves dignity. And it's not just like, this issue should not be just an opportunity for virtue signaling, um, or lashing out at people who aren't doing the virtue signaling that you're doing. Like, I feel like there's like this insecurity going on. So that's just a thought I have. And also, like, think for yourself, like, in terms of the masks, don't, like, the masks are unhealthy, and that they don't make sense. If if you are in a highly infected area, you need to have the whole shield. You need a whole apparatus. Um, like wearing all sorts of other kind of barriers. It's basically you're just a little petri dish, and the barrier is just maybe more for your it's more of a placebo effect. And we know that a placebo effect can work 30% of the time. So, if you are working in a hazardous area, you need the proper equipment. The proper equipment, not the affordable equipment that you can afford buying your $6 mask, or that your job, you know, can afford. No, like if they're saying you're in a hazardous virus-ridden place, they need to get you that $7,000 hazmat outfit. That's just it. That's it. I'm sorry. Talk to OSHA. Um, and if employees did their due diligence and insisted, and if you know, like I don't know if it's the attorney general, but uh, like this, then you would know you needed to have the proper equipment, and that would have probably made all the hospitals go bankrupt. And of course, then this scam wouldn't have happened because hospitals couldn't have afforded the actual equipment that would have been required to deal with the virus. So, and the thing is, this influenza it's a coronavirus. It's a common infection, and of course, it's had a very low mortality rate. So there's been infections, but it's like a lot of diseases do end up in mortality. But the how we've shut down the world and annihilated so much, like our culture and business and economy and commerce. It's mind-boggling, and what I don't understand is like nobody seems to care or notice. But I am hopeful that we're going to have some miracles. I mean, some actual miracles that will make things restore things to balance. So, thank you for watching.